Have you ever felt like the actions or words of others had the power to ruin your day? Perhaps it was a rude comment, an unexpected inconvenience, or a rash gesture. The truth is, no one can control your emotions unless you let them. Imagine going through life with a sense of calm, so strong that even the most annoying situations can't shake you. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's the essence of emotional mastery. We'll look at 10 transformative lessons inspired by Stoic philosophy that will help you regain control of your emotions, let go of anger, and live in unwavering calm. This isn't about suppressing your emotions or pretending not to care. It's about mastering your emotional responses and choosing how you react to life's inevitable challenges. In this guide, we'll explore powerful strategies that will help you maintain your peace of mind, protect your energy, and live with unshakable emotional freedom. Whether you're dealing with difficult people, facing criticism, or navigating stressful situations, these insights will transform how you handle your emotions and interact with the world around you. Imagine this. You receive a caustic comment under your social media post, or a colleague accidentally forgets to invite you to an important online meeting. Your first instinct is to let this situation ruin your day, to sink into a whirlpool of negative thoughts and reactive responses. But what if we look at it differently? Think of your mind as a smart home with an advanced security system. You decide who and what gets access to your emotional state. Each reaction isn't a coincidence, but a conscious decision to let in or keep out certain emotions. When your boss raises their voice in a meeting, or a friend forgets an important date, it's not a trigger for an automatic reaction. It's an invitation to demonstrate your emotional maturity. Think of your reactions as apps on your smartphone. You can reprogram them, update them, or completely delete outdated behavioral patterns. The key to controlling your reactions is simple: a conscious pause before responding. This pause is your superpower, the moment when you choose not to be a puppet of others' actions, but rather become the director of your own emotions. This modern approach to emotional control puts you in the driver's seat of your emotional responses, allowing you to navigate life's challenges with greater awareness and intentionality. In a world where opinions fly faster than social media updates, it's crucial to remember that your worth isn't determined by the words or judgments of others. Think about it. How often have you let someone's casual remark chip away at your self-confidence? Perhaps it was a colleague's offhand comment about your presentation style, a relative's criticism of your life choices, or a stranger's unsolicited advice about your appearance. Here's the truth. People's opinions are often reflections of their own insecurities, limitations, and worldview. When someone criticizes you, they're looking through their own filtered lens, colored by their experiences, biases, and current emotional state. Their words say more about them than about you. Your value is like a diamond, intrinsic and unchangeable. Just as a diamond doesn't become less precious because someone fails to recognize its worth, your value doesn't diminish because of others' inability to see your true potential. You weren't put on this earth to meet everyone's expectations or to please every person you encounter. Instead of letting external validation define you, focus on building an unshakable foundation of self-worth. Celebrate your achievements, acknowledge your growth, and embrace your unique qualities. Remember that the most important conversation you have each day is the one with yourself. Make it a supportive, encouraging dialogue rather than an echo of others' criticisms. Practice self-validation by asking, "What do I think about myself?" rather than, "What do they think about me?" Your opinion of yourself should be louder than the noise of others' judgments. In a world that constantly demands immediate responses, silence can be your most powerful weapon. When faced with provocative comments, heated arguments, or intentional attempts to trigger your anger, choosing silence isn't a sign of weakness. It's a demonstration of extraordinary strength and wisdom. Think of silence as your emotional aikido, a martial art that uses the attacker's energy against them. When someone throws emotional daggers your way, your silence creates a void where their negativity simply dissolves. It's like watching a wave crash against a steady rock. The water may be turbulent, but the rock remains unmoved. Consider these scenarios. A coworker makes a passive-aggressive comment in a meeting, someone cuts you off in traffic while honking aggressively, or a family member pushes your buttons during a holiday gathering. Your immediate instinct might be to respond with equal or greater force. But what if you chose differently? What if you met their chaos with calm? Responding with silence doesn't mean you're passive or allowing yourself to be a doormat. Instead, it means you're choosing to preserve your energy for things that truly matter. Give yourself time to process and respond thoughtfully. Demonstrate emotional maturity. Avoid escalating situations unnecessarily. Maintain your inner peace. Remember, not every provocation deserves a response. Not every argument needs your participation. Not every battle needs to be fought. Sometimes the most powerful statement you can make is no statement at all. Practice this by starting small. Next time you feel the urge to react angrily, pause. Take a deep breath. Let the silence fill the space where your angry words would have been. Watch how this changes the dynamic of the interaction. Notice how others often become uncomfortable with silence and reveal their true intentions. Your silence speaks volumes about your self-control and emotional intelligence. It's not about suppressing your feelings. It's about choosing when and how to express them. Mastering the art of letting go is perhaps the most crucial skill for emotional freedom. Imagine your mind as a balloon floating in the sky. The more emotional baggage you hold on to, the heavier it becomes, preventing you from soaring to new heights. Yet, many of us clutch onto past hurts, resentments, and disappointments as if they were precious possessions. Think about it. How much mental energy do you spend replaying past arguments, nursing old wounds, or harboring grudges? These emotional anchors not only drain your present joy, but also cloud your future possibilities. It's like trying to drive forward while constantly staring in the rearview mirror. Not only ineffective, but potentially dangerous. The art of letting go isn't about forgetting or pretending something never happened. Rather, it's about accepting what cannot be changed, releasing the need to control every outcome, freeing yourself from the prison of past grievances, choosing peace over being right, understanding that holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Practice letting go by starting with small things. The driver who cut you off, the barista who got your order wrong, the friend who forgot to return your call. Then gradually work your way up to bigger challenges. Betrayals, disappointments, lost opportunities. Remember, letting go is not a one-time event but a continuous practice. Each time you choose to release something that no longer serves you, you create space for new possibilities, joy, and peace to enter your life. It's about lightening your emotional load so you can move forward with grace and freedom. The next time you find yourself holding on to something, ask yourself, is carrying this emotional weight helping me grow, or is it keeping me stuck? Your answer will guide you toward freedom. In today's hyper-connected world, we're constantly bombarded by others' opinions. From social media likes to unsolicited advice from family members, from workplace feedback to societal expectations. It's like being in a crowded room where everyone is shouting their views about how you should live your life, what decisions you should make, and who you should be. But here's the liberating truth. You don't have to internalize every opinion that comes your way. Think of yourself as having a mental filter system, like a sophisticated spam folder for unnecessary opinions. Just because someone has an opinion about your life doesn't mean you need to subscribe to it. Consider these scenarios. Your parents insist on a career path that doesn't align with your passion. Colleagues question your work-life balance choices. Friends criticize your relationship decisions. Social media followers judge your lifestyle. The key is understanding that others' opinions are often projections of their own fears and limitations, based on their limited perspective of your situation, colored by their personal experiences and biases, sometimes well-intentioned, but not necessarily right for you. Practical steps to detach from others' opinions. Create healthy boundaries around whose opinions you value. Distinguish between constructive feedback and unnecessary criticism. Trust your inner compass over external validation. Remember that those who matter don't judge, and those who judge don't matter. Practice selective hearing. Not every opinion needs your attention. Think of it like being the curator of your own museum. You get to choose which opinions to display and which to keep in storage. This doesn't mean becoming arrogant or dismissive. Rather, it's about being selective about whose input you allow to influence your decisions and self-worth. Remember, while it's natural to care what others think, it shouldn't come at the cost of your authenticity and peace of mind. Your life is your masterpiece, painted in the colors that feel true to you, regardless of what others might say about your choice of palette. Transform criticism from a weapon that wounds into a tool that builds. While our initial reaction to criticism might be defensive, learning to harness it for personal growth can be a game-changing skill in both professional and personal life. Think of criticism as a free consulting service, albeit one that's not always delivered tactfully. Just as a diamond is formed under pressure, your character and capabilities can be refined through constructive use of criticism. The key lies not in the criticism itself, but in how you choose to process and apply it. Here's how to master this transformation. Shift your perspective. Instead of thinking, "They're attacking me," ask, "What can I learn from this?" View criticism as feedback data rather than personal attacks. Remember, even harsh criticism might contain valuable insights. Implementation strategy. Listen without immediate reaction. Separate the delivery from the content. Extract actionable feedback. Discard what isn't useful. Create a growth plan based on valid points. Practice these responses. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Could you provide specific examples? I appreciate your perspective. Let me think about that. Remember, not all criticism is created equal. Like a gold miner, you need to sift through the debris to find the valuable nuggets. Some criticism will be thoughtful and constructive, while other feedback might be purely emotional or projective. Your job is to become skilled at distinguishing between the two. The most successful people aren't those who never face criticism. They're the ones who learn to use it as fuel for their growth. Each piece of criticism becomes an opportunity to either strengthen your resolve or improve your approach. Think of criticism as a mirror. It might show you things you'd prefer not to see, but this awareness gives you the power to make positive changes. The key is to remain objective and not let your ego prevent you from seeing valuable opportunities for improvement. Stop expecting others to behave according to your standards. This simple yet profound shift can liberate you from constant disappointment and frustration. Think about how often your day is disrupted because someone didn't act the way you thought they should. A friend who's chronically late, a colleague who doesn't match your work ethic, or a family member who doesn't communicate the way you prefer. Here's the liberating truth. People will act according to their own values, experiences, and understanding of the world, not yours. When you expect everyone to operate by your rulebook, you're setting yourself up for endless disappointment. Consider this perspective. Every person is shaped by unique experiences. Their behavior makes perfect sense to them. Your obvious isn't their obvious. Their priorities might differ drastically from yours. Practical steps to release expectations. Accept people as they are, not as you wish them to be. Understand that different doesn't mean wrong. Focus on what you can control, your reactions, rather than what you can't, others' actions. Replace expectations with appreciation for people's unique qualities. Think of it like this. You wouldn't expect a cat to bark or a dog to meow. Similarly, expecting people to behave contrary to their nature creates unnecessary stress. Instead of trying to change others, adjust your expectations. Real-world application. Instead of expecting your partner to read your mind, communicate clearly. Rather than assuming colleagues will work like you do, appreciate different working styles. Instead of getting frustrated when friends don't meet your standards, accept their limitations. Remember, releasing expectations doesn't mean lowering your standards for yourself. It means understanding that your standards are yours alone. This awareness brings freedom from the constant cycle of expectation and disappointment, allowing you to experience people as they are, not as you think they should be. The moment you release these expectations, you'll find yourself experiencing more peace and genuine connections with others. The need to be right is one of the heaviest burdens we carry in our relationships and daily interactions. It's like wearing a suit of armor. It might make you feel protected, but it's exhausting to carry around and keeps others at a distance. Think about how many relationships have been damaged, how many peaceful moments have been shattered, and how much energy has been wasted in the pursuit of being right. Ask yourself, would you rather be right, or would you rather be happy and at peace? Consider these scenarios: a heated argument with your partner about a minor detail, a workplace disagreement over project approach, a social media debate that consumes hours of your time, a family dispute over how something really happened. The true cost of always needing to be right: emotional toll, constant stress and tension, damaged relationships, lost opportunities for connection, wasted mental energy. What you sacrifice: peace of mind, genuine connections, learning opportunities, personal growth. Practical steps to let go. Before arguing, ask yourself, will this matter in 5 years? Practice saying, you might be right, or that's an interesting perspective. Focus on understanding rather than proving your point. Choose connection over correction. Remember, being right doesn't always make you happy, but being happy often means letting go of being right. True wisdom lies not in proving your point, but in knowing when it's worth proving and when it's better to preserve peace and harmony. The next time you feel that familiar urge to prove your point, pause and ask, what am I really fighting for here? Is it worth the cost to my peace and relationships? Often you'll find that peace is a far more valuable prize than being right. Transform your mindset from, I need to win this argument, to, I choose to understand this perspective. This shift isn't about becoming a pushover. It's about becoming wise enough to know which battles are worth fighting and which are better left alone. Imagine this. You're stuck in horrible traffic, feeling your blood pressure rise, when suddenly your phone buzzes with another work email demanding immediate attention. Your first instinct? Pure frustration. But wait, let's try something different. Here's a powerful truth I've learned, and trust me, I was skeptical at first. Gratitude is like kryptonite to anger. It's literally impossible to feel genuine gratitude and burning anger at the same time. I know. It sounds like one of those cheesy self-help mantras, but stick with me here. Let's get real about how this works in everyday life. When you're about to explode, take a deep breath. Yes, it's basic, but it works. Find one tiny thing to be grateful for in that moment, even if it's ridiculous, like, at least my car has comfy seats while I'm stuck in this traffic. Or, hey, at least this angry customer cares enough to complain. I remember once being furious about a canceled flight. But then I forced myself to list 3 good things about the situation. Guess what? I ended up having an amazing conversation with another stranded passenger who's now a close friend. Life's funny that way. Quick gratitude hacks that actually work. Keep a gratitude trigger, like a photo or small object in your pocket or on your desk. Set random phone reminders asking, what's good right now? Play the at least game when things go wrong. Share your gratitude out loud. It feels weird at first, but gets easier. The science behind this is fascinating. Gratitude literally changes your brain chemistry. It's like switching channels from the anger network to the peace channel. When you're grateful, your body releases different hormones that calm your nervous system and clear your thinking. Here's the challenge. Next time you feel anger bubbling up, try this 10-second gratitude flip. Find one thing, just one tiny thing, to appreciate. It might feel forced or fake at first, but give it a chance. You might be surprised how quickly your mood shifts. Remember, this isn't about denying your feelings or pretending everything's perfect. It's about giving your brain a better tool to process frustration. Think of it as emotional martial arts, using the energy of negativity to flip into something more constructive. Let's talk about something we all struggle with: protecting our energy in a world that seems designed to drain it. You know that feeling when your phone won't stop buzzing, Everyone wants just 5 minutes of your time, and your to-do list keeps growing. Yeah, that's what we're addressing here. Think of your energy like your phone battery. You start each day at 100%, but unlike your phone, you can't just plug yourself in when you're running low. That's why boundaries aren't just nice to have, they're essential for survival. Real talk about energy vampires, the friend who only calls to dump their problems, the coworker who needs help with everything, the family member who guilt trips you, the social media feeds that leave you feeling drained, those endless group chats you feel obligated to respond to. Here's what setting boundaries actually looks like. The power of no. Sorry, I can't take that on right now. I'm not available after 7 p.m. for work calls. I need some time to think about that. And here's the kicker, you don't need to explain why. Digital boundaries. Turn off notifications during focus time. Set specific times for email checking. Create do not disturb hours. Unfollow accounts that drain your energy. Physical and emotional space. Create a sacred morning routine. Design your workspace for minimal interruptions. Step away from energy-draining conversations. Give yourself permission to leave situations that don't serve you. Remember, people might push back when you start setting boundaries. That's actually a sign you need them most. It's like when your muscles are sore after working out. It means you're building strength. Pro tip, start small. Maybe begin with one boundary this week. Notice how it feels. Then add another. It's like building a fortress, one brick at a time. Your energy is your most precious resource. Protect it fiercely, because when you're running on empty, you can't show up fully for the things and people that truly matter. And hey, if someone makes you feel guilty about your boundaries, remember, you're not being selfish, you're being self-aware. Big difference. Before we wrap up, I want to share something from my heart. You know those days when it feels like everything around you is weighing on you? When your inner voice wants to snap, react, or just scream into your pillow? We've all had those days. But here's the beautiful thing. You are already making huge strides just by being here, learning, and growing. Think about it. Every time you decide to take a deep breath instead of venting your anger, every time you choose peace over drama, you are literally rewiring your brain for the better. And let's be real. We're not talking about becoming some Zen master who never gets annoyed. We're human after all. If anything you've learned here resonates with you, don't keep it to yourself. Maybe these tips will be helpful to a friend who's having a tough time at work, or a family member who is constantly stressed. Sometimes the simplest advice can change a person's entire day. Remember, you're not striving for perfection. Some days you'll be good at it, and some days you'll be, well, let's just say everyone has their moments, and that's totally okay. The important thing is that you are showing up, trying things out, and growing. Keep practicing, keep breathing, keep choosing peace, even if it's just 5 minutes longer than yesterday. That's already progress. And be proud of yourself for taking this step toward a calmer, stronger you. Until next time, take care of yourself.